neighbors, nieces, nephews. This is your favorite Uncle Scooty, the neighborhood supporter, and welcome back to another installment of I Got Five on It, where I take topics that I'm interested in, break down my opinion in 5 minutes or less. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I succeed, but regardless of what, I'm glad you're here with me. Make sure you take your shoes off at the door and like, share, and subscribe. Send this to a brother, sister, cousin, nephew, niece one more time. Roll to get monetized. Yes, sir. All right, make sure you're practicing your healthy habits. Always juice responsibly. And if you're shopping for eyewear, make sure you're going to Zenny Optical. Why pay so much for luxury when you can pay a fraction of the cost? Go ahead and do that and hit my promo code linked in the caption or the description. You know what I mean. All right. A while ago, me and the wifey had a date night, kid free. You know what? It was between Michael and Scary Movie. Scary Movie just came out. You know what? I said, Michael might be hitting streaming soon. You know what I mean? Let us go ahead and see Scary Movie so I can be up to date. And I want to laugh. You know what I mean? I've seen some stuff about Michael all the time. I want to support the Wayans. I want to support the Wayans. So now let's weigh in. All right. So, I feel like I could talk about this now because they grossed 205 million worldwide. Kudos to them. But I have to say, this movie, this film was Chris Middleton. It was a mid-a-thon. Excuse me, what's the name of it? It was Men Again. Mid again, because the other ones before this one were trash. Okay. But I have to say, they didn't hit the mark on this. There were some highlights, but there were a lot of lowlights. I feel like the main thing they messed up on, it seemed like they were just trying to give splashes of the old shit, to use my strong hand. They had moments where I feel like they just overdid it. It was the part with the Santa Claus and and the kid had the ball sack. Like, and that was really the part where it was like, oh, that's kind of crazy or clever. I just feel like the methods they went about to get the laugh or to get that shock value, it just was not worth it. You know what I mean? Um, Scary Movie 2 is my favorite scary movie of all time. I feel like that won't be touched at all. Uh, it was amazing to see all the cast in this one, so they did hit the mark on that. They brought back the old cast, but in the old cast, they should have had it more like a reunion, like a coming together. Maybe they get a house. You know how they had those movies where like the 10-year reunion for college, or they all graduated college together and they all come together. Those type of movies. I think they should have did something like that. Everybody getting ready to meet up. You know what I mean? Instead, they just kind of gave different buckets of little scenes. Shorty was in high school again. It was like, okay, I get it. I know he's supposed to be just this weed head and kind of all over the place, but come on, man. It was so much other stuff. And then the strong hand guy, I think he was hitchhiking or something. Weird shit. And then they had a preview of like, kind of teasing the white chicks. It was some like a person getting Botox or some type of procedure done. I don't even know who this lady was. It just seemed like they was just putting random shit in there. And in Scary Movie, to be honest, there's always gonna be random shit. You know what I mean? There's always gonna be random stuff. But I just don't feel like it was well calculated. One of the best parts I did see was the Kai Cenat thing when they was on the streaming thing. That was probably my favorite part. Um, they did something with Sean when they first introduced Sean. It was like the sinners type of thing going on. And when I seen that, I said they should have took the sinners idea. They either should have did the meeting up thing, the meeting up concept, but the meetup concept could have been the the sinners theme. If they would have hit home with that and probably had like some different rooms and stuff like that, kind of like how they did in Scary Movie 2, all came to the house. It was stuff happening in different rooms, random shits happening. I think that would have been way better. I feel like they have the formula, but they just went away from it and just started implanting just random shit. You know what I mean? Because they was ended up at a random ass somebody's house party, and but that was only like 20, 30 minutes of the movie. But other than that, it was introducing the Doofy character in the hospital, and I feel like this just could have Doofy could have been somebody that was coming to the house because the police were called. You know what I mean? Like the strong hand motherfucker could have been the person that was hired to do the dinner again. You know what I mean? Like it's just a whole different dinner scene. Like if you was gonna execute that nostalgia, really hit home on it. And I feel like it was just so many missed marks on this, and I feel like it was a aura farm. This is all was an aura farm. It was calculated clout, calculated shock value, not really trying to put a film together. Not trying to put a cohesive film together and involving that calculation and execution. I feel like they were just looking for little moments every time, little moments every time instead of a grand scale of the film being good with great moments involved. You know what I mean? Just a whole cohesive film. But let me know if I'm tripping, man. Have y'all seen the new Scary Movie? Were you in theaters just like me and my wife? If so, let me know how y'all feel in the comments, man. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. See y'all again next time. Peace.